What is up, you degenerates? We're back once again. It's your boy TP3 Bets back in here off a game of the week winner on the Chargers and Saints to go over the total. I told you guys these overs in the preseason were going to be smacking. I think they went right at 14-2-1 pace right now. So I see it all out, guys. You're okay. We're just going to talk some football, season-long props. I'm about to do a fantasy football mock draft right now and show you all some strategy for that. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. I'm about to share my screen in a second here, though, and show you all how I do it in fantasy football drafts. We're doing a 10-team snake draft here in a second. So, yeah, we're about to get on that. Just because it's technically not gambling, it is gambling, though, because, I mean, guys, I know a lot of y'all are sticking a lot of money on fantasy football leagues right now. So we got to get down to it. I'll show you all how it's done, man. We've been in the lab way too long. Studying up on NFL, studying up on college football, man. So we're just ready to get down to it and win some money. But make sure you're following me on Twitter. TP3 Bets will be live on Spaces, 5 p.m., Monday through Friday. Special edition shows on Saturdays and Sundays during football season. So 7 days a week here soon. Listen, 2 more weeks, or no, not this. Next week, we'll be live on Saturday on there. So, yeah, it's the best place to get free picks from me every single day. I post shorts on here every single day. Make sure you're following on Instagram at TP3Bets and TikTok at TP3 Sports, man. But we're about to get into it. This draft's got 18 seconds, so it's ready. I'm about to share my screen with y'all right now. But yeah, guys, it's going to be a great football season. I cannot fucking wait, man. The wait's just too long when it comes to football season, I swear. Like, the buildup is great, though. You know, I wouldn't trade anything for it. Like, you can't have on football go straight from basketball to football. I mean, you got to have a little bit of downtime to be a real person, whatnot, and not let your entire life revolve around sports. I mean, look, I love gambling on baseball. I make plenty of baseball content for you guys, baseball videos and whatnot, but it gets old. It really does, betting on baseball every single day. But we've been cashing, though, in baseball, no cap. We had a winning week last week. We're trying to do it again. Also, guys, I got dudes on TikTok telling me Patrick Mahomes is not that good. Come on now. Tell me you don't know sports without telling me. Patrick Mahomes is Himothy. Let's get an official count up on how we did last week on the book. Last week went 13-10 plus 2.99 units. So we finished in the green once again. We've really picked up the slack on baseball a little bit, and we picked it up as well in the NFL. So now we just got to have another winning college football season, guys, and everything will be great once again. So we're going to get it rocking and rolling for y'all here in a second. 34 seconds. I got the 10th overall pick. Look, I don't know what y'all strategies are or not here. 10th overall pick, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all. I'm going to look and see who drops down the board here, but Nico Collins is really who I've circled. Obviously, this is PPR here. Nico Collins is who I want. I want him. And I'm probably going to go with double wide receivers. Look, I think Ashton Jeanty will be good, but there's too many question marks about what this Raiders teams will look like. I'll probably pass on him in fantasy drafts. I like A-Chain. He should go off. Brian Thomas Jr. obviously going to be great. I mean, he's really the only established target in that Jags offense. Remember what Liam Cohen did when he was with Tampa Bay last year. This dude's probably a pretty fucking good offensive coordinator. Thank God there's a lot of auto pickers too in here, so that'll be nice. But yeah, so unless somebody falls here, we're looking at probably going back-to-back Nico Collins and St. Brown. I like loading up at receivers in the top of the draft, especially if you're playing PPR. Guys, running backs will come and go and get hurt a lot. Wide receivers are going to stay healthier longer, and you're going to get way more points from them. I like targeting wide receivers earlier in these drafts. I mean, obviously, though, you got to kind of play to the way the draft goes. You know, sometimes the draft might go where everybody's taking wide receivers quick. Take the running backs who fall. Don't be afraid to take somebody just because a couple people pass on them. I always look to stay away from people with serious preseason injuries, and I also don't like taking players who held out before the season starts. So those are two things I stay away from. Cup my Chubb. I like that name. That's a good name. I might steal that one for the season. All right, let's see here. Andrew's astounding team is picking them. We're up at number 10. So already Puka Nacua and Malik Neighbors fell, so we will be taking whichever one of them stays there and Nico Collins. Who did he just take? Okay, he took Malik Neighbors. Perfect. I'd rather have Nacua and Nico Collins. Bang. Right off the board, I have the best receiving core in the entire league. Nobody's going to have better receiving duo than me. So, boom, right there, guys. You have the best receiving core in the league. But yeah, don't be scared to take 3 wide receivers in a row to start your draft off. Don't be scared to take a tight end early. Some of these tight ends will put up insane numbers. Like Brock Bowers is one of the leading receivers in the league last year, especially down the red zone. Tight ends seem to get a lot more touchdowns as well. So I think it's massive to target these wide receivers, tight ends early on in these drafts. I don't know what y'all do usually with quarterbacks. Obviously, like if one of the top tier quarterbacks falls down the board a little bit, I'll take them. But typically, I'll look for the quarterbacks later on in the draft, especially if you're in a 10-man league. Like I'm going to be looking to target like Kyler Murray here. And then one of my later picks will probably be like Dak Prescott or CJ Stroud. Maybe Kyler gets taken before I want to take him. And I'll probably just go with CJ Stroud and Justin Herbert, or CJ Stroud and Jared Goff, or Dak Prescott and CJ Stroud, something like that. Like, I think taking quarterbacks later and loading up early on depth is key. You're going to have all the good players depth-wise as it starts out. And also, too, guys, don't be scared to draft backup running backs or handcuff running backs. Like, I don't necessarily handcuff my running backs really, but I do draft backup running backs for sure. Like drafting backup running backs that are going to catch passes and stuff. I mean, those guys can even still be part of the offense on third down or other downs. So definitely love getting some value early on these running backs. All right, let's see what Cup My Chubb's going to do here. Right now, I'm probably going to skip out on all these QBs. I'm looking at JSN, Kyren Williams. I'll pass on James Cook, even though he's holding in. Kenneth Walker is another good one to look at. So in the Kubiak offensive system, Kubiak's son is the offensive coordinator there. He's the offensive coordinator at the Saints last year. They capitalized on throwing to running backs. So I expect Kenneth Walker to get a lot of catches. He's really high value here, in my opinion. So Kenneth Walker is definitely somebody I'm looking to draft. Okay, so Josh Allen went, McConkey went, Devontae Adams. Yeah, so we're looking at either JSN or Kyren Williams to go with Kenneth Walker. I might just take Kyren Williams and JSN and call it a day. Definitely do not want McLaurin. McLaurin, I'm all out on selling on McLaurin, guys. I'm all out on him. Okay, so Kyren Williams went, you motherfucker. Well, he knew who we wanted, so it looks like we're just going to go JSN, and we'll get our first running back here. I mean, look at that. We are absolutely loaded at wide receiver. JSN, Nico Collins, Puka Nacua, Kenneth Walker. I don't worry about the bye week stuff, guys. Like, you're going to be adding players all the time. I'm not going to draft somebody just because they have the same bye week as some of my other players. I don't believe in that philosophy at all. Last year, I played in 3 leagues, made the playoffs in all 3, made the championship in all 3, only ended up winning 1 championship, had too many injuries on the other 2, but still, for the last 4 years, I have won at least 1 fantasy football championship and made the playoffs in every single league I played in. So, been doing this for a long time. I've been playing fantasy football since I was a freshman in high school, and I'm now 30 years old. So I've been playing fantasy football for 16 years now, and I finally learned the strategy of fantasy football. Today's NFL, guys, the receivers are going to eat. So here we go. Maserati Marv is a guy I really want. I doubt he's going to make it to me here, but if he does make it, I'll pick him. Fuck it, I don't care. I'll take a 4th wide receiver, and then I'll just take a running back to give myself a running back, to give myself another running back. And then I'll look at some depth picks as this goes. Okay, so Marv's gone. So I'm going to be looking at running backs here and Zay Flowers. I like DeAndre Swift. I'll pass on Joe Mixon. I would definitely take James Conner if he's still there. I think the auto will probably take him here, though. So DeAndre Swift, Zay Flowers are guys we're targeting right now. I could even reach down and take David Montgomery here. James Conner, obviously. Okay, so if he doesn't take James Conner here, so we're getting Swift or Conner here, which is huge. That would have been a tough break if they took both of them. I will say, guys, a lot of these drafts, like players are going to get hurt. You got to build your depth early. None of the tight ends have really fallen down the board that much. They've all been getting drafted about where they should go. So I haven't really made any moves on tight ends for that reason. I do think tight end's a high-value position. Okay, so we'll take DeAndre Swift. And we're going to go, who do I want here? Sutton, Zay Flowers, Rashee Rice. I like all 3 of those. I'm going to go Zay Flowers, though, man. I really think Lamar Jackson's getting better every single year as a passer. So I like having Zay Flowers in there as number 1 wide receiver. Plus, it's a great offense. Ever since they switched the offensive coordinator to drawing a blank on his name, but the guy from Georgia, from Greg Roman, they become way more pass-heavy offense. So I think that's a solid pickup right there to get Zay Flowers, even though he's on the bench right now. Zay Flowers is a beast, man. He got hurt a little bit last year before he did. He was one of the top wide receivers in the league. Like, now you got versatility, if Nacua or Collins or Njigba gets hurt, you got Zay Flowers ready to go. Maybe somebody's team's not panning out the way they want it to be, and they're going to come call in trying to trade for him. He's got to stack up on the good players. That's the key, man. Just draft the good players. Look at that. We're loaded right now. And I'm looking right now at Montgomery, Pollard, and Harvey is really who I want. Okay, so Montgomery's gone. That was a good pick by whoever got him. Harvey and Pollard. Montgomery's fallen way too far down the board. Chris Godwin, avoid him altogether. He's in a stacked offense, and he's coming off a really bad injury. I do not want anything to do with him. Aaron Jones. Jones is interesting. Jones is going to split carries, but I would still take Aaron Jones. I don't think J.J. McCarthy's going to be that good, to be honest with y'all. So I think running the ball is going to be what they're going to be looking to do this season. Let's see. So he's probably going to take R.J. Harvey here if I had to guess, since Pollard just went. Pollard's a good pick because Spears just went down. See, guys like Spears that fall down the board when they get hurt are good picks, but people like Godwin, not good picks that are currently hurt. Let's see. Just do not take Harvey. Please don't take Harvey. Please don't take Harvey. Harvey, I'm telling you guys, he's going to be the type of guy that can help you win your league. Please don't take Harvey. All right, I'm taking both of them here. We got to get 2 running backs in here. We'll take R.J. Harvey. I'm staying away from Travis Hunter. I don't trust Trevor Lawrence enough to take him. I would take Brian Thomas, though. Cooper Kupp, wash. Stephon Diggs, not bad. I'm not taking anybody on the Saints offense. They have the worst quarterback situation I've ever seen. I do like Jacoby Myers, but we're taking Aaron Jones here. So you look at that. Now I got 4 running backs, 4 wide receivers. We're absolutely loaded right now. 10-man drafts are too easy to load your squad up. I mean, Pacheco, Tracy, I'll be looking at them when I pick next once again. So we're still not done, guys, drafting wide receivers. We're still not done drafting wide receivers and running backs. Evan Ingram is a guy I really want at tight end. Sean Payton really uses tight ends a lot in this offense. Plus, I mean, if you look at their wide receiver core outside of Courtland Sutton, like they definitely don't have a defined number 2 yet in this offense. I think Evan Ingram's a guy who could take over as the number 2 real heavily in this offense. So I definitely am going to be targeting Evan Ingram in this draft for sure. I would love to get him right now at tight end. Let's see who else is available right now on tight end. Yeah, after Ingram, it really drops off. After Ingram, I'll probably just wait and go double tight end and try to get like Tyler Warren and maybe Brenton Strange. Strange has got a lot of upside right now, so we'll see what happens here if Ingram drops to us. Colston Loveland, I wish he just wasn't in such like a high stacked up offense, or else I would look at him. If you guys are in like a bigger league, like a 12 to 14 man league, look at Cade Stover. Cade Stover and CJ Stroud have a really solid, they have like good rapport and whatnot. So I wouldn't be shocked if both of them end up having a big season as well. All right, come on. Don't draft Evan Ingram. Let him fall to me here. This draft has played out too nicely to me so far. I feel like he's going to go here. Javonte Williams, I think, could definitely be a high-value pick. Caleb Johnson can. Tyron Tracy. Any of these running backs right now, I think at this point in the draft are good picks for depth pieces. You don't want to rely too much on them, but if you get one of them, it works out. If Evan Ingram falls to me, this is like the most perfect draft I've had. Nope, he went. I knew it wasn't going to happen that way. It never happens that way, guys. We'll go Caleb Johnson. And you know what? We'll take Justin Herbert. Now, I really like Pittman and Keon Coleman, but we're already loaded up at wide receivers, so definitely wanted to finish off that running back depth there. But we'll come back in now for some wide. Next pick's going to hopefully be a tight end and a wide receiver. We got 2 more bench slots left. So, yeah. So, we're going to take a wide receiver and 2 QBs and 2 tight ends. So, we're going to have to get 2 tight ends, a QB, and a wide receiver. So, I might even wait a while on a wide receiver. I mean, if one of these good ones falls, though, we'll definitely jump in and take them here. But I'm really liking the way this draft panned out for us. I mean, I think even guys, the season's not playing out the way you want it to. You can trade one of these depth picks you have and go get a quarterback or go get a tight end, But I still like the way this is playing out. There's always sleepers on tight ends. That's why you got to manage your waiver wire, man. The waiver wire will win you a season. Waiver wire is way too easy to win you a championship. But yeah, guys, if you're watching this, put in the comments anything y'all looking at, anywhere you think I fucked up, anything you like that I'm doing, whatnot, guys, let me know. I like to hear what the people do in fantasy. Obviously, I stick to my guns, but I definitely like to hear what the people do in fantasy drafts. Darnell Mooney's a good pick. I'm a Falcons guy. He played with a lefty quarterback when he was in high school. Penix is a lefty, so he's probably going to get a big workload. Tank Bigsby's a great pick. Don't take ETN. Take Bigsby. If I didn't already have so many damn running backs, I would take Bigsby probably. Okay, so Let's see here. So we got Justin Herbert. We do need a tight end. I don't really like Tucker Croft. Lublin, Goddard, Ferguson, Kincaid, Tyler Warren. I think I'm going to go Kincaid and Warren here back to back. I don't necessarily need any of these wide receivers. Actually, I'll take a wide receiver and take Tyler Warren. I think that's the way we're going to go here. All right, let's see who they take. Mooney is already banged up a little bit. I'm still going to take Darnell Mooney, and then I'm going to take Tyler Warren. There we go. Now we just need one more quarterback and one more tight end, and our team is done. We don't want any other positions. Well, we want is QBs and tight ends. And then obviously defense and special teams. I'm just going to draft a kicker from a high-scoring offense. If you draft a kicker from a high-scoring offense, odds are your team will probably end up doing well. That's a strategy, guys, with drafting kickers. Defense-wise, go for a defense you think's good. I would also always be ready to drop ad for another defense, but definitely try to go with the defense that you think's pretty good. Let's see what we can get here at the QB spot as our QB2 and tight end 2. I mean, look at that. Nobody wants Tucker Croft. He's just chilling on the board. I don't think he's that good either. I'll roll with Goddard, though, or Jake Ferguson at this point, or Kincaid, one of those. Yeah, there's like a whole. I would much rather take my chance on these later groups of tight ends. Jordan Mason being at 120 is insane. If you play best ball on DraftKings, Jordan Mason's ranked in like the 80s. So Jordan Mason's a great buy low pick. I mean, look at how many fantasy points he's projected compared to Jerome Ford. Same thing with Rashad White. I can't believe J.J. McCarthy's ranked that high on here. All right, so we're going to get C.J. Stroud, and we're going to get one of these tight ends. I don't hate Tua either. Tua's in a high-powered offense. That's the key. Just go for high-powered offenses. They're going to have the ability to score points. They're going to be airing it out and whatnot. Great picks. It's the way to do it, man. All right, let's see here. All right, here we go. Here comes the moment of truth, man. Goddard's gone. It looks like it's going to be Kincaid. Stroud. There we go. And just like that, boys, we're absolutely loaded for the upcoming season. Let me know what y'all think about the final team. I'm not going to stay on here to do the defense and kicker, but I wanted to do a fantasy football draft with you guys. Let me know what y'all think about the squad. Are we winning the championship here or what?